look at how we work with budget and how we define budget in Oracle EBS, and how we define budget organization, how we do upload or create budget journals. So budget, like any other item that is more related to accounts, it's a feature that comes under general ledger. So we access budget features under general ledger, and we can comfortably go ahead and look at a few things. Switch on to general ledger module. Here we have a budget feature, and we have several submenus that we can be able to extend, like how when we are entering budget, then we have features like budget amount, journals, transfer, upload. Then we have define. Under define, we have budget. We can define budget. We can define organization. We can define mass budget. We can define formulas, controls. Then we have generate. We can generate mass budget. We can generate formula. Then we can schedule. We can schedule mass budget. We can create formula or schedule formula, freeze, and launch budget wizard. So these are some of the things that or items that we can be able to get from the budget item. So before we start enabling or working with budget, there are some few things that has to be enabled, or some steps has to be enabled, and one of it is that you must enable budget and also enable budget journals. And where do we see that? We see that from the ledger options. So under ledger options, where we navigate through setup, financials, not flex field, but accounting setup manager, accounting setups. So this is how we access our ledger, whether it's a primary or secondary ledger. But in this case, we are working on a primary ledger. So our ledger is start and provided a few letters and tab. Then you click on update. We are going to enable budget, but in this case, budget is already enabled. It's only that I need to show how we enable it, because I happened to enable it in a video that unfortunately I lost that recording. So you come under primary ledger and you click on update. Then click on next. Then next. We have budget control. So we must enable budget control so that we can be able to work with budget. Once you enable these two checkboxes, that is enable budget control and require budget journals, then you provide the reserve for encumbrance account. So this is just an account type provided here, but it must be there when you are working with budget controls. So once you have done this, you can be able to go ahead and start setting up the budget. And once that is done, click on finish. And after finishing, you can go to Java Forms, and under the application, you can be able to enable budget. Define your budget. Through budgets, you go to define. Once you click define, you have the option to define budget and define organization, among other items. So you start with budget. So here you can be able to see the mandatory fields that you are supposed to provide information. And the first one is the budget. Here you provide the budget name. After providing the budget name, you can provide the description. Is if the description of the budget is bigger or has more characters than the budget name. And the same, you can copy the same name and paste it under the description. For instance, let's say tab budget 2024 or 2020. I'm not sure whether I had created this one with this name, but we will see. You paste it. You can copy the budget name and paste it under the description. Then by default, the system understands that the ledger that we are sent to is the third primary ledger. And the status here, come and select open. Open meaning that this budget is open and can be used. Then the first period open, you select from here. You can see we have July 2024. And last period open, you can leave it like that. So, or maybe you can provide the last period of 25 will be June. Okay, you can see that it's June. So after that, you can click on open next year, and this will give you, the system will give you a decision information so that you can make decision whether are you sure you want to open the next budget year for 2024. I mean for third budget 2025. You can say yes. And the system will submit a request. Say okay and go and let's go and view. Find the request. And make sure it has completed in normal status. Then close this. You can query this budget again by clicking on find. You can see we have it here. We had created the first one as third 2025 budget, and now we have created third budget 2025. So you can click on it. You can see it has the latest open year as 2025. So we can now go ahead and define our organization, because for us to use budget, you have to define both and also organization. So once this one is done, you close it and you navigate to organization, and here you can query. If there is any existing, you'll be able to see. So already we have this organization, and I want to use it with the budget that I have defined, and I will provide some ranges, and you are supposed to come under ranges. Here you see you have the ranges that you can provide. So what it means here is that you are providing some control of the accounts that will be used in this organization. So for instance, if you want to use this account of 10120 all the way to 101128. It means like the accounts that are in between, they are the ones that you can be able to create budget journals with. And also you can be able to upload budget amount on them. So the same case with this one, this account. So for the purpose of control, you usually provide this account ledge from the lowest account ledge or code combination to the highest. Then after that, you can create ledge assignments. Ledge assignment, it means the accounts that you want specifically to be between those ledges. Then for instance, because this one I only provided the low account or combination to be 10126 to 10126. That's why I can only have only one ledge, only one account combination under this, because the account low and high are the same. So if I come to the first row, I say okay. Then I click on range. Here I can be able to provide more than one range, because I have between the low is 10120, 10128. So between these one, there are some 8 accounts we can be able to provide. So for instance, I come here and try to select the account combination, and I say marketing is our company segment. Then cost center, we can default select any. Then here we come and provide an account which is in between 20 and 28. 20 and 28. So I can select an account like rental income. Then project default to 00 and say okay. So this account is not within the account range you defined. So yeah, this error is coming because the cost centers that we have provided in this account is not within this range, because you can see here we have company is 01 and cost center is 00. So if you say okay, you need to change this one to 00, and with that your account should be able to go through. But unfortunately we don't have a default for 00. So let me cancel this. We did not define 00 account combination or account. So if we come here, we provide the third range and we say company is from 1 to maybe 4. Then cost center is 001. Then account combination is between 120 to 120. Project can default. Then say okay, and we provide the range. So we can be able to see that we have this cost center has 001 and the company has 01 up to 4. So any company here we can combine like 02, center, we can say it has to be 001 because that's what we have provided here. Account is anything between 20 and 28, say office D. Then project is 00, we can default. We say okay. So the system here is saying the balancing segment value is not valid for the current ledger. So okay, that is because we assigned the balancing segment of 01 under our primary ledger. Let me show you that. So this is where our balancing segment is. So if we come here and click update balancing segment values, okay, we say add balancing segment value, click on go. Now we add two, or we can add all of them. Click on select. And click on apply. See, now all our balancing segment value have been updated. Okay. So if now we come here and try to provide it again, the system doesn't give us an error anymore. So we can provide another account within this range. And now one that I will provide is that we will provide the one that is not within the cost center range. So let's see, the cost center is 001, but in this case, let's start with consultancy. Cost center, let's give it inventory. Then provide a rent income. Then we have default of project. Say okay. System throws an error saying this account is not within the account range you define. This is because our cost center here is 2, and here it's only between 1 and 1. So that's how this low and high range works. So for this case, provide it to be 1, and you tab, and it goes through. Then you can go ahead and save. This account range overlaps a range with the same currency in this ledger. Yeah, so you cannot maintain two range with the same. Okay, you cannot provide ranges that are overlapping when you have the same currency. So in this case, we can come here and try to change this currency to KES and come under its range. And now try to define the range again. So here we have 01 as our company. Cost center we can provide. It's the same, we don't have the option because the range is between 01 and 01. Then under accounts, you can provide anything between 20 and 28. Okay. Then project, you can just default to 00. Then click on OK. So that one goes through. Then when it comes to a second one, you can provide anything between the second balancing segment, which is 02. Cost center must be the same, and then account can provide anything between. Then project is 00. Click OK and try go ahead and save. Just now there's no error because there's no overlapping because the currency here is different, and you can say OK. Click on view request, so you can be able to tell whether the request has completed successfully. And request have completed normal. You can close this, then you close this. So after this, now you have a range that you can be able to combine when it comes to your budget organization versus your budget. So once you have your budget and your budget organization, you can go ahead now and upload or create budget journals. So how do we do that? So in this case, we are defining. So we are under the submenu define. We have defined budget and we have defined organization. So we can be able to go ahead and click on budget, enter journals. So, and before that, let me notice the accounts that we have combined under budget organization. Though once you click or provide the budget information, that is budget name and budget organization name, and then you go to lines, the system will be able to display all the account combination that you can be able to create or to upload budget amounts on. So in this case, we go to journals, and under journals, here we are supposed to provide the budget name. Once you see this budget, it's none other than the budget name. So we have two budget names. This is the previous one that I had created, and we have the second one that I've just created right now. I select the second one. The moment you select the budget journal, the budget name, the system will enable the budget organization field so that you can provide the information, the accounting periods, and the currency. So in this case, we are working with this is the only budget organization we have. What we have done, we have just added the ranges, budget range. So then once you tab on the budget organization, if there were more than one budget organization, the system could have given an option to select the budget organization that you decide what to do. Then after that, you come under accounting periods, which you want to upload budget journals from. So if you click on the list of value, you can see the system automatically picks the accounting periods that we had provided based on the number of from the starting of the open period until the last period. So we provided July 2024 all the way to June 2025. So, and here our currency is USD, and of course, if there is need to upload in different currency that has been enabled, one can always change. One can always select the desired currency. So once this information or header information is provided, you're supposed to come and click under these lines. You just click your cursor under the line, and automatically the system opens the Find Accounts window. You're not supposed to provide any information here. What you should do is just to click on OK. And once you click on OK, based on the range that has been enabled, the system will display all the accounts, because this is now the range that we have been able to enable on the other end based on the currency combination. If we come here and change to KES, okay, then we click on OK. You see the range that we have defined under the Kenya shillings currency is what will be displayed. So the budget organization name or budget organization has a lot of roles that is playing. It is giving you the control on how the budget combination will be, or the range combination will be used, and also you can define a range with a different currency based on the interest of the organization. So in this case, here you will be uploading in Kenya shillings. So what you are supposed to do now, once you have been able to click on the account lines and all the accounts as displayed, here the range that we have provided, it's only, these are the only range that we have provided. And in this case, it's because we have not defined others. So what happens is that if we need to define all the accounts that have budget control, we will go to budget organization, and under range, between the low and high, we provide the range. Then we assign the range. So through assigning the range, we will provide all the accounts that applies to the budget. And with that, we can now be able to, once we come now to create budget journals, we can be able to see all the accounts that we have provided under the budget organization. So what happens here is that you select the first account that you want to upload budget, and here you can see all the way up to 2025. Okay, up to 2025. So this was the first period, and our last period is June 2025, all the way from July 2024 up to June 2025. So once you select the first your account line, you're supposed to come and click on budget rules. Once you click on budget rule, there are several options. There is a budget rule window will open, and there are several activities you are supposed to do. And the first one is to determine which rule you will work with. So what happens when you provide like divide evenly? What it means is that if you provide the amount here under the amount field, that amount will be divided evenly in this period, or the periods that you want to provide budget amount. And if you go ahead and say repeat per period, it means the amount you provide here will be repeated per each and every period. So for instance, we can start with the first one and say divide evenly and provide like 60,000, okay, and click on apply. So you can see the system is distributing or the 60,000, dividing it per period, per the 12 period, and you will get 5,000 per period. So that is the first account, and we can click and say okay. Okay. Then once we click on OK, we save. And when we save, we click on create journals. So under create journals, here you're supposed to provide the journal batch name, and here provide a meaningful name so that you can be able to search it under the journal. So journal batch, we can say is our account was what? Let's see which account are we creating. Can clear this. Close. Which account is this? This is employee training. So when we're creating journals, we can say employee training journal budget journal entry. Category of course is budget. Okay. Then you can say done. Once you say done, you save, and you can close this. Our count is 10 and 22. So this one is telling us to reverse say yes. So we check funds. Okay. Then we reserve funds. Okay. Then we click on done. And after that, now your create journal concurrent request ID is submitted. Okay. And the system closes that window, and now you can go ahead and provide another. You can provide another details to create other budget journals. So let's see how our window or our request has been submitted or completed. And we can see here the program has completed, the program create journals has been submitted and completed normal. So these are other than budget journals. So what you're supposed to do after now confirming that the program has completed normal and without any error, you're supposed to close this and also close this window. And now I'll go to journals, click on enter. Here we remember the budget batch name, and we can search with batch name like employee percentage. Click on find. So if it doesn't show, we can find with category. Category is budget, and of course, when was it created? Click on more. Date created here, it is 23rd September 2024. And then click on find. So you can see our journals have been created successfully all the way. There are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the journals for 12 periods, it is supposed to start from July 2024 all the way to June 2025. So these are the journals, and we can review and post. Once you click on that, you can check the journals and see how they total, and then you post. And remember, since we have created the journals in Kenya shillings, the system uploads the amount with the same currency. But when it comes now to exchange, because we have used the type user as one, the system picks this and convert it to the same amount, because the rate here is 1. So it means 1 is to 1. Okay. So you can go ahead now and post your journal. Okay. And you can copy the batch name or journal name. Close this. You can query. For querying, let's see how it has completed. See how the request has completed. Click on find. So the request is yet to complete. Request is done. Close this. Okay. So once you close this, come to find the journal. You can see it has been posted successfully. So what we want to do is now to create or try to upload a journal whereby we will understand the control of the budget. That is the controls that we have enabled. How do we tell the controls that we have enabled? We will see them under budget organization. So if we review this journal, we can be able to see we have this account as 122, and it has an amount of 5,000. So if we close this, let's go and query the account balance. And account balance, how do we query? We go to inquiry, and under inquiry, we click on account. Here, the system is defaulting the top information here, and we can change some of the information like accounting periods. For instance, like maybe let's say we are in September. Okay, or you can even query for that October, but we are in September. So we want to see the currency type as total. Then primary balance type is actual. Of course, we don't have secondary. So once you have provided this, come and click on this field for lines for account. Here, you can be able to now provide the account combination. In our case, it is 0001. Center is 001. Account, I think, is 122, right? Project is 00. Click OK. Then you click on Show Balance. I don't know why it's showing 2000, and we are supposed to see the balance for, okay, yeah, that's not the balance for the that's not the balance for the account, for the journal. So the budget amount we check through when we are doing a transaction. So what we'll do in this case, you can see in this account already it has an account balance of 2,000. Now we want to expedite or upload a transaction on the same account. But on the same, before we move out of here, you can be able to see the journal details, whereby you can be able to see the journal that created this amount or detailed balance that we are seeing. So if you click on show journal details, you will see where this 2,000 balance amount is coming from. Okay, but in our case, what I want us to see is how we use control not to use more than what we have in our budget. So we have 5,000 under this account, and we want to go ahead and try to expedite it or consume it. But now in this case, we want to see some controls that we have already in our budget organization. So if we navigate to budget, we go to define budget organization. Here, click on Control F11. This is our budget organization name. So under our budget organization name, if we click on ranges, we can be able to see budget control. Okay, can be able to see budget control. So in this case, the system has two budget controls. One is advisory and the other one is absolute. Okay, so if we say we want to work with advisory, it means that if there is no funds enough in the system, the balance, when you're booking the transaction, the system will throw a warning telling you that there is some insufficient funds for that transaction, but you can still go ahead and book that transaction. But when the control is absolute, you cannot go ahead and book the transaction. You will just find a blockage, like you cannot move on. So in this case, let's enable the advisory, and here we provide the amount type. Amount type, you can say year to date. Then boundary, we can say it's period. Funding budget, of course, here now we select the budget that we work with. So this is how the budget and the budget organization connect. So through the budget control, you come and select the budget that you're working with. So in our case here, we provide the budget that we have just defined today. Okay, and we can go ahead and save our information. Okay, so once we save this, it means now this control should apply to the accounts that has been assigned under the budget organization third 2025 budget organization. So we close this, and if we come to the second one, second account, click on budget control, it applies as well. We have provided absolute, or I think we have provided advisory. Yeah, So the second one is absolute. The third one is this one we have not enabled. So if we click on range, budget control is okay. So this one, the reason why we cannot be able to provide the control is because we have provided it under a different currency, and it's overlapping with this account range. Account range number one, it's overlapping with this account range number 3. So we will work that test we will do, or that demo we will do with the USD currency, and try to upload a budget or a transaction journal that will be in between 120 and 128. So if we click on budget control, here we have provided advisory, and we will see if the amount is less than what we have in the budget, it should pass the funds check. If the amount is more than what we have in the budget for this account, it should give us a warning message, so that even if we proceed, we know that we are proceeding, but we don't have sufficient funds. So let's close this. So we will book a transaction with an account between these two, between 20 and 28, and our entered currency will be USD. So can save this, close this, also close this, go to journals, enter. We need to book a new journal. So this one is test. One. And provide for the period of September. So the date default. So we have said this category is, currency is USD. Go to line 1 and under line 1, we are gonna debit one expense account, one cost center is 001, account is any account between 20 and 21, let's say employee training. Then project is 0, say okay. So we know that that amount is 5,000, and I think this account already has used 2,000. So let's see how it will behave if we provide 2,000. Okay. Then we credit cash. Cash account. So let me go ahead and so we credit cash. So can go ahead and check funds. So the system is telling that I had not saved. I was supposed to save it first. So the system is telling that it will automatically save my work. Then I say yes. And it creates the, what do you call it? The document number, okay. Then the system has been, the record has been recorded. And now you see, because we are not beyond the funds that we have in our budget, the system can be able to tell us that your transaction passed, funds check. Because already we have not exhausted the 5,000 we have in the budget. Okay. So if you click OK, now that's account or that's journal can be go ahead and you can even reserve funds. Okay, and you see your transaction passed, funds reservation. So you click OK. But now let's book the same account, a journal that will be having more. Now already if we go to the account for this account, we check the balance. We expect to find a balance of 4,000 because initially it had 2,000. Now we have created another journal, although we have not posted. Let's post it. It has completed successfully. So let's query this journal. Now we don't even need to query it. We only need to go and check funds or check account balance. So we go to inquiry here, account, provide the September. I'm going to click on this lines, provide 01, 01, 10, 1, 22. Then before the account, the project account, show balance. You see, so our account has been increased with 4,000. So remember our budget is 5,000. So let's go and book other 2,000 and see what the system will advise us or how the system will behave. So we close this and close this again. Go to journals, enter new, provide the journal name. Period is September. Here we provide line 1, line 1, same account. Our account is 10, 1, 22. Debit our account with 2,000. Go to the second line and credit cash. Cash is 120. Now I will not forget again. Okay. Debit it with 2,000 and save. Okay. Once you save, check funds. Your transaction past funds check. Reserve funds. I was not expecting this. Because if I go and post, it should give me a warning because that account has been surpassed. There's something I'm thinking we should check. A budget organization. Well, the budget organization name. And click on ranges. Then budget control. This amount type is what I'm thinking should be period to date. Yeah, so click on save. I should save this. Click on close this. Close this again. Go to enter. But let's see whether there is no submission of a program that has been submitted. We create new journal. Three. I know. Save. So we will check from some setting I'm missing. see. Okay. Some insight I've got. Let's try something. So I don't have that code combination. That's where the missing is coming in. So it's accepting to go through because the cost center segment it's not controlled. This cost center, we don't have such a cost center like 00. So close this. Okay. So you save form. One. Yes. 01. And you say an account like 10 or 22. Okay. See whether it will accept. Now I come to range. See whether this one will accept. Click on save. So on the budget control, we have advisory. We have advisory, amount type, period to date, period, budget is 2025. Save. Close this. Whether there is any program that has been submitted. There is another. Close this. Journals. September. Ten, 01, 10 on 20. 01, 10 on 20. Debit with 2000. When you credit 2000 cash, then you save. Then you check funds. See now, the message that we were expecting, that your transaction passed funds check with advisory warnings. So it means your budget is not sufficient, but because the control that we have provided is advisory, you can still go ahead and post the journal. So you click OK. If you reserve funds, the transaction passed funds reservation with advisory warnings. So the same message, you get it. So the reason why we couldn't get this on the other transaction is because of the cost center combination. We had not controlled this. We were using the one that we have controlled is 00, but 001 is not controlled. So this one has passed with advisory warning. So if we click OK, we can go ahead and post our journal. That message of advisory warning is what we needed to see, because that's one of the control we were checking. Then we go ahead. We are not interested on the posting, but the message that we get, or the control of funds check. So we go and amend under organization. We amend the budget control. The ranges, we have our fourth range is what we are working with. If you click on budget control and you change it to absolute and save, then close this again, go to journals, enter, and we need a new journal. This must be the 6th one now, and we've not been seeing this name is wrong. Control. Then now we provide line 1. So we have 01, 001, 10, 1, 22, 000, 0, tab. And we debit with 2000. Then we credit cash account with 01, 001, 10 or 20, 000. We credit it with 2000. We save our journal. Okay. Then we check funds. See now, the system will tell you your transaction has failed check funds, because if you go to our budget, the budget is 5,000, but let day our account has exhausted that 5,000. So if you say okay, it means now you cannot be able to go ahead and reserve funds for this one. If you click on reserve funds, the system is telling you your transaction failed funds reservation, simply because you don't have enough funds in your budget. So that's how we use budget control. And we have those two options of either advisory or absolute. For advisory, it gives you a warning of which you can go ahead and proceed and book your budget. But when it comes to absolute, you cannot proceed. You have to maybe upload that budget with funds, or maybe you do some reallocation, of which we will look at that tomorrow. Okay. So, any question?
No question from.
Okay, so let's connect tomorrow. I'll share the recordings for those who have joined late. Thank you, and have a good night.